What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to grow your money. Whether you have $5, $1,000, or $50,000, most people think they're making the most out of the cash they're earning, but for most people, that just simply isn't true. Now, a lot of YouTubers are going to give you guides out there about what stocks to invest in or how to make quick cash, how to triple your money at any given point, but the truth is, that's just not really reality. If you want to grow your money and let the money do the work for you, it's going to take time. And that's just something you're going to have to accept. But if you start as soon as possible, then it'll be very worth it for you in the long run. You can end up a millionaire by just putting a few $1,000s into an account. Now, I want to say before the video starts that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not Elon Musk, I'm not the owner of billions of dollars. So do your own research, yada yada. This is just from my personal experience. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is an emergency fund. An emergency fund is the most important savings account you should have in your portfolio. And it's an account full of money that you save up in case an emergency happens in your life. Now, I want you to think for a second. What would happen if your car breaks down on the highway, or you break a leg skateboarding and you need to go to the emergency room, and you don't have an emergency account ready? You need to take out a loan, putting you in debt that could take years to pay off. The first thing you should do with your money is always save up for an emergency fund. Once you have enough to be comfortable, you could start saving in other places and spending your money. The next account you should start is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA account is a retirement account that you can start putting money into early. The money will grow over time, especially if you start as soon as possible. There is a catch though, you can't take the money out until you hit, I believe, the age is 65. If you started at 18 years old putting $7,500 into a Roth IRA every year, it would grow to about $1.5 million by the time you're retired.
Wow!
I know you may be thinking, why would I want to start an account that I can't even touch until I'm retired? But think about it. Once you retire, a lot of people just don't have savings ready, and they have to live either off of funding programs, or they have to live in bad situations, or keep working until they die. If you put your paycheck into a Roth IRA every year, once you retire, you could be taking your family on vacations, getting a nice house, and living a great retirement, which is kind of the point of working. I personally started out with about $100 bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks I would put that into a Roth IRA from my paycheck, and then you just increase it over time as your account grows. The final thing I want to add about Roth IRAs is don't forget to actually choose the stocks that your money is going into inside the Roth IRA. It doesn't choose them for you, so if you don't choose any, your money's just sitting there earning nothing. The next thing you should do with your money is not spend it on your debit card, but instead spend it on a credit card. Now, there's no point to using a debit card when you can use a credit card in the same exact way, but earn rewards off of it and build credit at the same time. As long as you don't go overboard and spend too much that you can't pay off, and you don't slack on your credit card payments, you should get a credit card as soon as possible and start building credit off of it so it's easier to buy things like houses and cars in the future. Depending on the credit card you get, you could either get financial rewards or vacation points or whatever it may be that comes with your plan. There's lots of different deals that you could start looking at. The next thing I want to talk about is a high yield savings account. Now, there's a lot of different companies that you could start a high yield savings account with. For example, SoFi or Marcus, the online banking website. And a high yield savings account is really good because, like a Roth IRA, when you put money into it, the bank puts money into the account as well and puts a percentage match onto it. It's good to do a high yield savings account with an online bank because they usually offer higher return percentages of your money. And high yield savings accounts are pretty good, especially compared to something like a Roth IRA, because you could take the money out at any point. Now, You may be asking, why would I put money into this account if I'm already putting money into my Roth IRA? Now the truth is, you should be having multiple savings accounts. You shouldn't just be putting your money into one place. You should be spreading your money across several different accounts, so your money has several different ways to grow, and different accounts all have different purposes. Now, I can't tell you directly to sail the 7 seas. However, I can tell you that instead of paying for Netflix, Hulu, ESPN, and many more subscriptions, which completely eat up people's budgets, if you do research on how to be safe, sailing always seems to save me some booty. Another great way to save money is to have a goal set for your finances. Whether it be a new car, a new house, or something cheaper like a new gaming console or makeup set, setting a goal is one of the most important things you can do to stay motivated. If you get excited for your goal and work hard for it, you'll find yourself spending less money than you normally do so that money can go towards your goal. This is a great way to give long-form gratification and move up in life, buying more expensive things, while spending less on the daily but being excited to save the money. Spending money and budgeting your money can be a very slippery slope, and it could be easy to forget about expenses or subscriptions, which could lead to a wrong estimate of what you could really spend. I always recommend getting something like Rocket Money, not sponsored by the way, where you could see exactly where your money is going and track where it's growing and not growing. Once you know how much you're allowed to spend and have a budget created, use your spending money to your heart's content. Take that vacation, upgrade your PC. The world is yours and it feels free not having to worry about spending your money. The final thing I want to get into is stocks. Now the stock market can be a very scary place to be. From crypto scams to Wall Street Reddits, it's hard to know where to start, how to invest, what's safe, and how to not lose your money to some Instagram crypto course seller completely rigging the market. I'm not too big of an investor myself, but I will say that I personally prefer something like an ETF. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that ETFs are a stock that is the combination of multiple different stocks that are performing well in the market. So it's basically one big combination of a bunch of stocks that are growing. So they're usually safer than just straight stocks. But invest in what you want. I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't invest in. Do your own research and grow your money. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you. And stay tuned for more future content.